it's Tamarah, and I told you guys I would come with you a reality of Tamarah, my sickness story. So I figured I would tell you guys a lot of things that happened when I was sick. It all started in August when I went to a dermatologist and I was having skin problems. As you know, well, not people know, but I was born with eczema and I still have it till today. So I was going to this dermatologist. He was helping me with my eczema to like calm it down because, you know, some people's eczema flares up in the summertime and some people's flares up in the wintertime. At that case, I think mine was the summertime, I'm not really sure. But he was giving me instead of giving me a pill, he gave me an injection to like help calm it down. So I had more meat in my butt. So he decided that he should put the injection in my butt. So he did. After that, I was doing perfectly fine. But I noticed I was going through certain kinds of pain. So as days went on, I was still in school, obviously. I was in 10th grade at Greenland High School. And I was still trying to get through schoolwork with the pain and everything. And one day I came home and my sister was here. And I was in my room, I was trying to finish up my schoolwork that I had to finish. And I think I moved it wrong because I ended up getting up to get something. I moved my leg wrong and something happened. I don't know what happened, but the pain hit me so hard that I cried. So when my mom got home, she knew something was wrong because I never cry when I'm in pain because I'm able to take the pain. But that pain was so severe that I could not take it and that something had to be done. So we went to urgent care. I sat there for at least an hour in pain. And we finally went back there and we were trying to tell the lady what was happening. And me and my mom and my sister ended up seeing a little lump on my butt from where it was swelling, it was hot. The lady even looked at it. She said that there was nothing wrong, but we knew that something was wrong. I was still limping because it was hurting. I was still going through so much. And she said that I should just go back to physical therapy. And obviously that wasn't the case. I did not need to go back to physical therapy. So we went to Centera. We sat there for an hour, probably in the waiting room. We finally went back and it was like 2 in the morning by the time we actually got seen. And she took a certain scan. I'm not sure what scan it was, but it was a scan where it could look in your insides to see if anything's wrong. If it lights up, then something's wrong. And I came back after that test and she came in the room and she told my mom and me, it was like 4 in the morning by that time, that I had an abscess that was really big. It was big down to the bone, and that I would need to have emergency surgery to get it out, to drain and all the other stuff. So we were sent to CHKD in Norfolk in an ambulance because I needed the surgery. When I got there, I couldn't get the surgery that day because it was really late and nobody was working at that time. So I had to wait until the morning to go into emergency surgery. So it was morning time and I went into the emergency surgery like I was supposed to. They talked me through everything to tell me how the process was gonna go. And after my surgery, I came out. I was in pain. They gave me medicine and everything to calm it down. They told me that I would at least be in the hospital for a month and that I would need to learn how to walk again because it would be different, you know, trying to walk. But instead, I actually did perfectly fine. I was able to walk, but I wasn't able to walk like my normal self. I was walking, but not, you know, how normal people walk. So after all of that, I was still in the hospital. I mean, I think I was in the hospital for at least 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know, not really sure, maybe 2 weeks. And it was finally time for me to go home after being cared by the nurses and stuff, getting my abscess changed because it was draining. So, you know, you had to change it so it doesn't get infected and everything like that. It was time for me to go home. I was sent home with home care or health care, whatever you call it. And I was also homeschooled because I couldn't go to school in that kind of condition. So I was out of school probably for, I don't really know how long I was out of school, but I was out of school for some time. I had to get all my schoolwork sent home so I could finish it and complete it. And honestly, that was a struggle for me. It was really a struggle because I wasn't there to actually learn what I needed to learn. So I was falling behind in my classes. I was struggling to keep up with my schoolwork. It was so much. I just couldn't do it. And then I was still having this pain, the pain that I had. It was a big struggle. I'm gonna skip ahead now to, after the abscess went away. After I got the abscess removed, it was such a big relief. The abscess was gone. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything drained. And then I went about my old self. Okay, so now we get into another situation. So after all of that was finished, I started to have skin problems after I had the abscess. So my skin problems was eczema, like I told you guys. Eczema was a big problem with me. Instead of having eczema in one spot, I had eczema down my whole entire body. And it's kind of hard to say that, but I have to be honest with you guys. I had eczema down my whole entire body, and it was really intense for me to walk because my legs would start draining. Like, the back of your legs behind your knee, that part would start draining. Like I would have some type of water coming out of it, and I didn't know why I would have this type of water coming out of my legs. So I was confused. So around that time, my legs would start swelling. My legs were getting too big to the point where it was hurting me to walk. I just fell. Okay, but anyway, back to the point. My legs were starting to swell and everything. I went to CHKD once again to get it looked at. And yes, they were starting to swell. They tried to help. There were so many doctors that helped me. It was so amazing to have that much love. And for people to actually be there to help you through what you're going through. Like, I can honestly say CHKD helped me so much. Okay, so now we get into, after that situation, nobody knew what was going on. I was still in a position where I was sick and nobody knew what was going on. Like, everybody was clueless. Everybody was giving me these different scenarios of what I should do, what is actually probably happening. But turns out none of that was actually true. None of that was true. Nobody knew what was going on. Everybody was just giving me random things that what might be happening, what would be happening. It was all wrong. It was all wrong. I was still going through sickness day by day. There was a day I actually had to be admitted to the hospital because of my skin once again. It was doing what it usually did. It was flaring up. It was bothering me. It was hurting. And I had went into the doctors, and I went to a nurse. I don't know if she was a nurse or not, but yeah. She was like a skincare person, and she told me that I had an infection. I had an infection in my skin to where it was like, I guess it was so irritated that the infection went into my bloodstream. So they had to give me different types of antibiotics to fix that, to fix the blood, the infected blood, because of my skin. There was times where I wanted to not be myself. I don't know how to say it. I just wanted to be alone some of the time because I didn't really know what I was feeling at the moment. I was feeling so much pain. I was feeling so much sadness. I didn't know, but my mom was there through the whole thing, and I can never thank her enough because she was there by my side. She took off of work just to be there with me. Of course, what any mother would do. Even my sister was there. My sister took off work to be there with me because I was just going through so much. At a young age, I was going through so much. There was times when I lost weight and I couldn't gain weight. I remember one time I was down to at least 92 pounds where I lost so much weight and I couldn't gain my weight back up. If I did gain weight, it was only I was gaining 2 pounds. So I was like 92 pounds and I started gaining up to 94. I could never get past 100 pounds for some reason. And when I got past 100 pounds, I was like 102, I only gained 2 pounds. And that was a cycle between myself. I wasn't eating, I was rarely hungry. I was never hungry because I couldn't eat. My appetite had changed, everything had changed between my sickness. My sickness changed me so much to where I was on this type of medicine that was not the medicine I should have been on, because the medicine had took out my hair. Far as the hair on my head, far as my eyebrow hair, far as the hair on my legs. I was kind of happy about the hair on my legs being gone because I didn't have to shave, you know. Best part about it. But in my armpit hair, I didn't have to shave that stuff either because my hair wasn't growing. But you know, the hair on your eyebrows and the hair on your head, you really want that hair to be there because that's what people see in like your physical appearance, and you don't really want people to look at you some kind of way like, why doesn't she have eyebrows? Why is her hair that short or anything like that? So I was kind of going into insecurities as I was being sick. So as that process went on, losing hair, I went back to the doctors and everything, got everything checked. I was still sick. I was readmitted to the hospital at least, I don't know, every week. I was in the hospital for at least a week. I was sent home and I had to go straight back because something happened. It was a struggle, like literally a struggle. I was fed up with it, honestly. I was fed up because I didn't know why. Why was I going through such pain at such a young age? Like, I got to the point where I wanted to just be a normal teenager. I didn't want to go through all of that at a young age. And honestly, going through that pain actually made me a better person. I'm more aware of certain things that can happen in your life. I'm aware of a lot more things now. I'm aware of how to take care of my body the way I should be taking care of my body. Not like I wasn't taking care of my body, but I really was. I was taking care of my body, and now from what I was, you know, seeing that was happening to my body, I'm now more cautious of things that can happen. We got into my 16th birthday. My 16th birthday was tons of fun. I had all my friends there, and I thank my friends enough for being there for me. Coming there, having fun with me, and not worrying about anything. I let all my problems out the door when it was time for my sweet 16. Before my actual party happened, I started to notice my legs were swelling. And I honestly was not feeling, I was feeling emotion because I was like, why before my sweet 16, I had to have leg problems. My legs started swelling. I was going through a lot. And my mom was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We'll deal with it after your party. So I went about my party, had tons of fun. And I thank everybody that came to my sweet 16 because I couldn't thank you guys enough for coming. After my sweet 16 party, during my sweet 16 party, I think my mom, she had got a call from the doctors, and the doctors had gave her some type of news that she didn't want to tell me because she knew it would ruin my mood. After that, it was time, they told me, and you know, hearing that type of news is something that a lot of people don't want to hear. So I really didn't want to hear that type of news because it was just a lot. So now we go into this year, 2018 year. 2018 year has been great so far. I was still sick throughout 2018, like the beginning of 2018 maybe, I think. I don't really know, it was so long. I finally went to, my mom, she was looking online, she decided that she should look for a different doctor, a different dermatologist to help me out because I'm struggling. And we found a doctor that's in Richmond. So when you guys see me post on Snapchat that I'm going to Richmond, I'm going to a doctor's appointment for the people that really know how to help me. So I finally went there. They told me the reason why I was sick and having so many problems was because I had too many steroids going in my body. My body wasn't able to make enough steroids to keep me from getting sick, to fight off sickness, to fight off so many infections. So I had too many steroids. They put me on medicine to help me with the steroid problem, to help my body build its own steroids back. So we're gonna skip ahead because the story's kind of long. I got news that my body was making steroids once again. And I'm gonna put the pictures and everything in the video so you can see like messages from my mom and everything and my sisters. And they told me that I was perfectly fine and that my body was creating its own steroids. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so after that, everything was perfectly fine. I got to the point where I was able to gain weight, and I don't mind telling my weight now because I'm very excited about my weight, because before I wasn't able to reach over 102 pounds, but now I'm a healthy 118 pounds, which is a big surprise for me because I never thought I would be in that type of pound weight, or that type of weight, because I wasn't able to grow any type of pound. So I'm a very healthy weight person, very healthy. I'm now healthy. I'm now able to do things I couldn't do. Going to school, having a struggle and everything was a lot. Now I finished off my 11th grade year with honor roll throughout the entire school year. I managed a 3.5 GPA throughout the entire school year. Before, I was not making honor roll. I was slacking in my classes. I couldn't do nothing but think about the pain I was going through. But now I'm honestly able to say I'm able to smile because I went through so much for the past 2 years. I went through so much. And I'm honestly happy to say that I'm perfectly fine. I mean, there still can be things that I need to change about what I do, but honestly, I've been the best I can be for a few months now. I'm still going to the doctors, getting them to check me and everything to make sure everything's perfectly fine. I'm still going through different struggles and everything with not different struggles, but different scenarios to get my body back to how it should be, how it was before. Now, I want to talk to you guys about insecurities. I have a lot of different insecurities about myself, and that I don't mind telling you guys because it's time for me to be honest with you guys. I have different insecurities, and one of them is my hands. You can see that I have a different color between my skin. There's 2 different skin tones. I have it right here also. As you can see, I have it on my elbows, and I have it on the back of my feet. I mean, not the back of my feet, but the back of my leg where my ankles are. I'm insecure about those parts, honestly. And the only reason that's happened is because when I was going through skin problems, it was itching and stuff, how eczema works, you itch throughout the day or whatever. And I guess scratching actually made my skin color change because the pigment was getting scratched off and everything. So I'm now trying to get the pigment back up. I get tired of people asking me why my skin looks the way it does, like my hands. I don't like people looking at them because I'm very insecure about it. So if you ever see me in school with my jacket on, covering my hands, because that's the reason why I'm very insecure about my hands. I just don't want people to see them. And I'm still that way till today because I just don't want people to look at them. It's something that I don't want people to see. And I'm still going through that insecurity. Another insecurity I'm going about. I'm insecure about my skin tone. Okay. I'm gonna touch bases on this because, being a dark-skinned girl, you come around people in school that they're not racist, but I wouldn't say they don't approve, but they don't like your skin color or something like that. I don't really know how to say it, but they talk down on dark-skinned girls for some reason. And every time I hear somebody talk about, oh, I don't want to be that black, I can't stand to be this type of black, I'm glad I'm not dark skinned. Dark skinned girls are ugly. Dark skinned girls don't have this. Dark skinned girls don't have that. And you know, it's a lot when you go to school and you hear those certain things, or people try to compare you to certain objects that are black. I do not like to be compared to different types of objects that are black. You know, you have people, one thing people compare you to is charcoal. I don't know why people compare other people to charcoal. They'd be like, oh, I don't want to be charcoal black. I never seen so much hate go towards dark-skinned girls. So much hate. And honestly, there's times when I get mad that I'm dark-skinned, where I want to be a different skin tone because people talk down on dark-skinned girls so bad. I don't know why they talk down on us. Like, we get, I don't know. I really don't know. But people get talked down, well, dark-skinned girls at least. I mean, other skin tones get talked down too, but mostly dark-skinned people get talked down a lot because of the way they look, the way their skin is. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of being talked about, you know, because the skin tone I got. I'm now trying to look around what people are saying about me, if they do say anything about me, about my skin tone, because, you know, I am this skin tone for a reason, and I was born this skin tone for a reason. So, for people that don't like dark-skinned girls, you know what? It's okay, because nobody's gonna like you. There's haters out there. There's haters. There's people that don't really care for you. There's people that don't want to know anything about you. People judge you based off your skin tone sometimes. So when I'm out and about, you know, sometimes you notice people staring at you a certain kind of way. And when you're around, you know, if you have like light skin friends, brown skin friends, and you're around and you're just that only dark skin, you know, it kind of makes you feel a certain type of way because you're like, wow, I'm darker than you guys. And, you know, people probably looking at me different, like, wow, she's that dark and she has those kind of friends. But honestly, I mean, I'm still at that phase where it's like, man, if I could only be a different skin tone. But you know, that never happens in life. It never happens. You're that skin tone for a reason, and you should love the skin you're in. And honestly, I'm starting to love the skin I'm in. Every time I see pictures of dark-skinned girls, I get so happy because, you know, they're repping the dark skins. People talk down on dark skins saying they're ugly. And honestly, that's how they feel. But honestly, there's people around you that think otherwise. They think you're pretty. They think you know how to do this. They think dark-skinned girls are amazing. Honestly, those are my two biggest insecurities, and I don't think I have any more insecurities other than that. But other than my sickness story, my insecurities, the problems I was going through, I am a happy person now. Well, I was a happy person then. I'm more happy now than I was before. To be honest, I think that's all. This might be pretty long, but I think I touched bases on everything you guys should know about me. how much I was going through, why I was sick, and I think that's it. This is the reality of Tamarah story. It took a lot out of me to make this story. I honestly think I touched down on a lot of things that I needed to say. If I didn't, I will add certain things to the videos that needed to be added. And as for that, this is the end of Tamarah. I'm really rock on any block. Ooh, she hit this place. She know how to party. It was raining throughout my whole freaking story. Oh.